What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Game Week FC. My name's Travis. This is my brother Parker. We're going to talk to you guys about what we think are best signings for each Premier League club. Okay? Let's get straight into it.
Let's get it.
So we're going to start in alphabetical order. We're going to start with Arsenal. Okay? We're kind of just going to scroll through the NBC site. You guys can see all the signings. So, Parker, what do you got? Who do you got for Arsenal? Who's their best signing?
So I really wanted to pick Victor Gyökeres. I think that he will come good. But I've gone for Eberechi Eze. I think they just lacked a little bit of creativity, and he brings that.
We are spot on in that pick. I think Eze just brings this calming presence, which is something I don't think Arsenal have. I think Eze, I feel like he supported Arsenal as a kid, right?
He came up through the Arsenal Academy, so he's returned home, if you will.
Okay, yeah, I just feel like it means more for him than any of the other guys that got signed. So yeah, I think he's going to be their best signing, especially with Saka injured. I think he'll be a good replacement. Let's move on to Aston Villa. Not many signings here, but my pick for this one is not a signing, but a loan. I guess, yeah, Harvey Elliott from Liverpool.
That's my pick too.
That's your pick as well? Wow. Guys, we did not talk about who we picked before this, so this is a surprise to both of us, as well as you guys. Yeah, Harvey Elliott, he's a really good player. He's still pretty young. I think he's a creative guy. He can play in the center. He can play out wide. I think he's going to be really helpful for this Villa team that are struggling to create chances at the moment.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. They lack creativity right now. Harvey Elliott brings that. So I'm excited to see him kind of link up with Rodgers and Watkins. I think it'll be a good fit for everyone.
Yeah, and as long as he's healthy, he's one of probably the most passionate, like hardworking players, I'd say. And so I think he could really transform this Villa team from the get-go. So yeah, we both pick Harvey Elliott for Aston Villa. Moving on to Bournemouth. They kind of slowly started cranking out signings towards the end of the window, I feel like. But my pick for this one is Bafode Diakite, the defender from Lille. He's already, been thrown into the starting lineup, and he's already shown that he's capable and he can fill that role. So I think he's what they need most at this moment, especially after getting rid of Dean Huijsen.
So Diakite was also my pick. Bournemouth getting rid of 3 out of their 4 starting defenders. They had to get many people in to backfill, and they hit the nail on the head with him. He started every game. He's looked solid. Really just thrusted right into the lineup, as you mentioned. So, good signing so far. He's a young French international. I like his projection.
Yeah. Bournemouth recently coming off a big win against Tottenham, so and he was playing in that game as well. So kudos to him, his clean sheet. Moving on to Brentford. Parker, who you got?
So, I've gone for Jordan Henderson. I think it's a good bit of business. It's on a free. And he brings that leadership, that know-how to the Brentford midfield and overall locker room. But it was really tough to not pick Dango Ouattara, who I have a feeling is your pick. A little teaser, this is one of 8 Premier League clubs that have broken their transfer record this window. So I'll let you kind of go into Dango because I have a feeling that's your pick.
We're exactly at the same stance here again. But yeah, I picked Dango Ouattara. I just think Yes, I debated it. Jordan Henderson for that locker room is fantastic, and he's going to be a great leader, and he's going to work his butt off and get that midfield in shape. But it doesn't matter if you can't score goals.
Yeah.
And I think Dango Otara, he's already shown that he can score goals. He scored in his first game for Brentford. I think he is an outlet for them to score now. And after losing, their best two forwards, fantastic forwards by the way, and Bumo and Wissa, I think Otara will provide a little bit of relief. It won't quite be the same. They're not going to be a free-flowing scoring team, but Otara will help them get goals, which is what they need most right now.
He provides a counterattacking threat. I mean, he had a goal chopped off at the weekend for a narrow offside call, so it's a good pick.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a good season.
and
He came at
and
it was not
big loss for Bournemouth, by the way. I'd say I think Otara was such a great guy to come on when someone got injured. We saw what he could do when he played last season. So, yeah, we kind of agreed on that one. Moving on to Brighton. Who you got?
So here's where I think we might finally kind of disagree. I guess we just disagreed on Brentford, but I've gone for Max de Kuiper, 35 million from Club Brugge. Solid left back. He's played every game. He's getting forward. He's involved in the attack. Solid defender. I think it's a good bit of business from Brighton. I could see him being sold on in a couple of years for a hefty profit. Good bit of business from Brighton again.
Yeah, I actually forgot to do my Brighton research. Um, Looking at my list, I forgot to pick Brighton, but I'm going to pick De Kuiper as well. He is an attacking outside back. He is at Club Brugge. He was one. I think he had like some of the most like attacking contributions while he was there. So yeah, I think he's going to be helpful again this season. Um,
Asterisk next to this one. I do really love the Costalis move that they made from Olympiacos. He's one for the future. He's 18 years old, but I can see him leading the line for Greece in the future. So I think that'll be a good transfer down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, most people, when they look at this list, they probably have no idea who any of these guys are. But don't be surprised if one of these guys are just like the next João Pedro in a couple years,
Yep.
playing for Chelsea or another club. So you never know. Look at all those departures, guys. I mean, this club just cranks out.
They do.
I mean, talent. It's insane. Kudos to their scouting team.
Major kudos.
Yeah. Moving on to Burnley.
Another big import list.
Yeah. Obviously when you get promoted, you've got a lot of funds, new funds that you can use from. Bournemouth, yeah. I mean, not Bournemouth. Burnley, they've got a lot of signings, decent signings, big name signings. My pick for this, however, is Jaden Anthony. Not many people would have picked him, but he's already got 2 goals and an assist this season. I think he's flown under the radar for many people.
Okay. So I've gone for the steady hand of Martin Dubravka. I think to stay in this league, you need a reliable goalkeeper. He has been here, done that. He will give them every chance to stay in the league. Love that signing. This is the second team that has broken their transfer record. Leslie Ugochukwu. That was a $28.7 million deal, or pound deal, from Chelsea. So that is probably one to watch as well.
Yeah, I almost picked Dubrovka as well, but I've seen what Jaden Anthony can do so far, and I think he's he's proven his worth already. But yeah, Dubrovka is going to be massive for
Yeah, so
Burnley this
yeah,
season.
it's not a flashy pick, so but I like it.
Yeah,
Good business.
yeah, I agree. Moving on to Chelsea. I think we probably both agree on this. My pick is João Pedro. Guy has already contributed goals, assists. I think he's going to be, if Cole Palmer's hurt, then João Pedro is going to be the guy.
Yep, agreed. I think he pretty much already delivered. He already paid his transfer back by winning the Club World Cup. Uh,
Yeah,
so, yeah, a great bit of business. He can play all across the front line. He looks like the real deal. Scored again at the weekend. So, yeah, hands
yeah.
down. I do like.
Uh,
I really like Esteval too. He looks pretty sharp, full of confidence. But yeah, I think Pedro gets the nod here.
okay, moving on to Crystal Palace. Not many signings here, but my pick is Yermi Pino from Villarreal. Um,
Same.
if you watch his highlights, he's a very technical, skillful player who can score goals. I think uh, I think him and Munoz might connect well. Munoz pushing forward quite a bit. I could see them having a good connection there, South American connection.
Yeah. So I also went for Pino. He is pretty much as a replacement. I gave him the number 10 shirt. This deal was actually just shy of the Crystal Palace transfer record. Uh,
Mm.
Less than $1 million less than what they paid for Benteke a few years ago. So, yeah, exciting things for Jeremy Pino. Um, I think Palace have a solid creative players.
Yeah, and I take that back. He's not South American. I'm pretty sure he's from Spain, but they've got similar. They're both very skillful and dynamic. So I think him and Munoz connect well. But they're gonna need shoes to fill for Eze, so we'll see. Um, moving on to Everton. Of course, my pick is a lone player, and that is Jack Grealish.
Yep, we agree again. Jack Grealish in his two starts, or two appearances, I should say, 4 assists. Is that right? 3 assists.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think so. I think
He's
it's
he's been lights out and something that this Everton team really needed.
yeah. Dewsbury Hall was he's been cranking out numbers as well so far. It's gonna, with Everton, you have to kind of look long term, but I do think Jack Grealish, his production and leadership will help more so than Dewsbury Hall. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, moving on to Fulham. Not many signings here. Um, I feel like I have to pick Chukwueze from AC Milan.
So this is another team who has broken their transfer record. The signing of Kevin from Shakhtar Donetsk. That deal just went through today, 40 million. Um, Flashy attacking Brazilian player came through the ranks of Palmeiras before making the jump to Shakhtar. You've seen similar players kind of follow that career route. Um, so I think he is the next kind of big flashy Brazilian player that we see come through the ranks of Fulham. So love that deal. Excited to see him play. It looks like he's not even on this list yet. So, or no, yeah, there he is. Sorry, I was looking at
He's there.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know much about Kevin, but I do know a bit about Chukwueze. I think he'll bring some speed, which speed and attacking threat is what Fulham needs right now. Um, they've struggled to score goals, and I think yeah, both of those guys could be helpful. Moving on to Leeds United, my pick in this team is Gabriel Goodmanson, left back. He's already been playing for them. He's been pretty dangerous. Just a solid player. He's going to play week to week. He's going to be fairly consistent. You know what you're going to get with him.
So Goodmunson was also my pick. Um, like you said, he's been pretty steady. Helped Leeds keep 2 clean sheets already. So good things ahead for the Swede.
Yeah, a lot of players from Lille who have been transferred this summer. They had a very good team last year, and I think many of those players will contribute quite a bit to their new clubs. Moving on to Liverpool, you know, this is really
Pick your
tough.
poison.
This is really, yeah, really. Like you have so many weapons to choose from, but my my pick is not what you'd expect. I'm gonna say Hugo Ekitike. Despite, the signing of Isak, I still think that Ekitike is that guy. You know, in the Bundesliga, he probably created. I forgot what the numbers were, but I'm pretty sure he created the most like goal involved, had the most goal involvements. I just think he's that underlying guy behind Isak that's actually going to be, you know, long term our best signing. He's already scored goals for us, and he might end up beating Isak for a spot in this team.
You don't pay 130 million for someone and not pay them, play them.
Yeah,
So I was finding this pick very tough, um, and I'm gonna go with Florian Wirtz. I think long term he will be the best of the bunch. Um, the creativity and just the kind of street baller sort of mentality um, in his game is gonna take Liverpool to into the future. So my pick is Florian Wirtz. Wirtz, however you say it.
yeah. He was my second pick, but I don't know.
It's tough not to pick Isak though. I mean, I guess the only reason
It
we
is.
haven't probably because we haven't seen him play yet.
It is. I picked the guy that people are overlooking, and that's Ekatike. Um, yeah.
That's
I
fine.
always feel like it's not what you expect. It's the
Yeah,
players that aren't being looked at are the ones that are
I think
usually
I think I
most.
had Ekatike as my bust of the season, so I look like an idiot right now for that one. But uh, the Isak deal for Liverpool is their record signing. Well, I guess they shouted it twice in this window, Wirtz and then Isak. But that is the fourth team on this list who have shattered their record.
Yeah.
Lots of
And
outgoings as well.
yes, as you can see, there's many outgoings. It still probably doesn't, you know, the amount that they've paid is still, more than they're getting rid of, but um, pretty solid business by Liverpool, honestly. The amount that they paid, honestly, in total, I'm pretty sure they've only paid like probably 100 mil, maybe a little bit more, probably
Yeah,
like
probably more.
probably, probably 200. But they've sold, they've gotten some pretty good deals from uh, other players leaving. So moving on to Manchester City, who you got?
Mr. Tijani Reinders. I think that their midfield has lacked legs for several years now, and he is the answer to that. He's been pretty solid in his 3 games with City thus far. Um, I think as the season progresses, he will become undroppable.
Probably. Yeah. He just seems like the guy that will consistently start for City. He seems like not Rodri, but like he has that kind of, I don't know, aura. Is that yeah, I just feel like going forward, City in the next few years, he's going to be that Rolls Royce in the midfield that's just going to, like, slowly become a Premier League legend. I don't know. I could be wrong, but first game he looked fantastic. The last couple games he hasn't produced anything, but I do think he's a solid player and will be a mainstay in this City team for years to come. Close second was Ait Nori. I think he still needs to show us what he's capable of, but I think he's a solid player. Moving on to Manchester United, I think I know who you're going to say.
You don't, because I did not pick Mateus Cunha.
Oh,
I've gone for Brian Mbuemo. I think United have spent so much money on wingers over the last decade, and none of them take on people. They just love to do some tricks and then pass it backwards. I feel like Mbuemo is the first guy who's willing to take people on, and that's why I've gone with Mbuemo. He's direct, he's quick, he links up well, great first touch, strong. He's going to score a lot of goals for Manchester United.
yeah. Same here. I picked him as well. I just, my reasoning is that he's a humble character. He he runs like a maniac. I think pretty sure he covered probably the most distance sprinting, I believe, as a forward last year. He was somewhere up there. Um, he just works. He's a humble guy. He works very hard. I can't see why he wouldn't succeed. So we've already seen he scored his first goal for United. So yeah, that is my pick as well. Moving on to Newcastle. Who you got?
So this is another team that has just shattered their transfer record with Nick Voltamade, or as the Germans call him, Voltamessi. He's a towering figure, 6'6", but he's got fantastic feet and skills. So he's my pick. I think that they try to turn him into an Isak type player. So I'm really excited to see him in the Newcastle kit, and I think that he will come good for the Tunes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my Brentford boys. Yohan Wissa, same reason as Brian and Bumo. They just work their asses off. Wissa works his ass off. He's a humble character. I see no reason why he won't, be productive for Newcastle. I don't know how he's going to fit in the system because I believe he was a lone striker with Brentford. I don't remember if he played sometimes on the left.
Um,
I feel like he did.
he may have, but yeah, I mean his ability to combine with Embuemo last year is probably what they're buying him for. They want him to be able to combine with Gordon, with Ramsey, with whoever they have on the wings, and then if they do play Voltamade and we sit together, you want them to combine. They're also kind of they're different profiles of strikers, which make them kind of an interesting duo if they did play together. So I'm curious to
Yeah.
see kind of how they line up.
Yeah. My thought process is that Newcastle is going to pick between either one, and I I I would pick Wissa over Voltamade personally. But I don't know. We'll see.
Indeed, we will.
Yes, moving on to Nottingham Forest. Plenty of signings here. I know who both of us are going to pick. You've been saying his name since the beginning of the season.
Danendoy.
Dan, Dan Doy. He's already contributed with a goal, assist. Is that it?
Yep,
Just
one
one
goal, one
goal
assist, two goal contributions.
in the
I mean,
league.
I love him. He's gonna take Forrest to new heights.
Hopefully. Um, but yeah, he's a very skillful player, very dynamic player. So Dan Doy,
This
no, no,
is this is another team that broke their transfer record this year, or this window. It was not on Danendoy. It was on Mr. Amari Hutchinson.
wow. Bro's probably not even going to play. Let's be real.
You know what? I kind of forgot about the Douglas Luiz loan. That's a good one too.
Yeah. The Forests are just trying to create depth. And, I think there's going to be guys on this list that aren't, are going to be flops. There's going to be a lot of flops probably. But Forest are, they want to continue the success they had last season. So,
Yeah, I really do like their business here. I like Igor Jesus a lot. Chris Wood, as good as he is, he can't play every game and he can't play forever. I think he's going to be a Nottingham Forest legend by the end of it if he stays that long.
probably, I'd say he probably is already kind of helping them.
I meant Igor Jesus.
Oh, Igor Jesus. Ooh, I don't know. He looked kind of rough in the last game, but
Give him time.
all right. Moving on to Sunderland. Who do you got?
For the Black Cats, I've gone with the steady hand Swiss captain Granit Xhaka.
We agree once again. Granit Xhaka. He's just a leader.
Yeah, they've spent a lot of money here as well, a lot of imports. But this is another team that has broken their transfer record. And it was Habib Diarra. That deal came in at 31.5 million. But looking at this list, I do really like the Adingra signing. That's been kind of preseason. I thought that was going to be uh, the signing of the summer for Sunderland. But Enzo Lefebvre has also looked pretty good. He's picked up 2 goals already, so it looks like their business has been pretty solid thus far.
Yeah. Xhaka's the captain, though. Is he the captain?
Uh, I don't know if he's Sunderland's captain, but when I said that, I said Swiss captain.
Okay. Well, he's just a great leader for Sunderland, so um, you can't go wrong with him. Kind of like Jordan Henderson. Moving on to Spurs. They've had some exciting signings this summer. I'm going with Xavi Simmons. Xavi Simmons. Guy is just, he's going to go in there. It's going to take him some time to adapt to the Premier League, probably. But he is that creative young player, exciting player that Tottenham need. At the moment, they don't really have a creative midfielder, attacking midfielder, so he is the perfect signing for that. I'm assuming you probably picked the same player, or do you have someone else?
No, I did. It's also Xavi Simmons. With the injury to James Madison, they needed something else in there, and Simmons is definitely that person, and he's going to be that person for years to come at Spurs.
Yeah, good business by Spurs so far. Let's see if they can start scoring some more goals. I would
And
love to see it.
also, Xavi Simmons is Tottenham's all-time record signing. 65 million.
Teams are breaking the bank this
They
summer.
are breaking the bank.
Moving on to West Ham United. They've got some unfamiliar names here, but my pick is the guy that no one can pronounce his full name pretty much, or it's just a mouthful, but El Hadji Malik Diouf from Slavia Prague. Left back, I like him. He's attacking. I think he's already got 2 assists this season. And the West Ham had first 2 games. It was pretty rough, but Diouf he's a bright light for them.
Yep, so we somehow agreed on this one too. Uh, like he's a young, attack-minded left back, and I think that West Ham have kind of lacked in those areas, at least going forward for a while now. To my memory, I don't really remember Cresswell maybe, but like I don't know. I think this guy Doof has a higher ceiling, and I'm excited to kind of keep tabs on him as the season progresses.
Yeah. Yeah, we've picked several of the same players so far. Last team, we've got Wolverhampton Wanderers. You go ahead.
Sure, I've gone for the Colombian John Arias, signed from Fluminense. I thought he looked pretty solid in the Club World Cup. He's looked very good for Colombia during World Cup qualifiers. I think that I know he has not delivered quite yet for Wolves. No one really has. They're still bottom of the Premier League, but I think he will come good. I like him a lot. I think he's going to add some creative flair to the Wolves' attack.
Yep. I've gone technically it's debatable. I mean, he is a new signing. Technically, he was on loan last season. Strand Larson from Celta Vigo. Most people know his name if you follow the Premier League. He's a good striker. He still has a lot of potential. I think he still hasn't fulfilled his full capability yet. But if he can get on the score sheet more often for Wolves, I believe he will be, a great signing for them. They've got a lot of work to do this season. Hopefully he stays healthy, but if he does, he should be banging in a few goals here and there. I don't know if he'll save them, but he is their guy. But guys, that's all we got for you in this video. Those are our best signings. Hopefully you guys agree. Let us know in the comments what you think. If we're missing anybody, we'd love to hear what you guys think. Okay, so that's all we got. Like the video, subscribe. Appreciate all of you guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Okay,
Catch you later.
adios.